Hello, my beautiful audiobook cozy mystery fans. I am so happy to be back with another audiobook cozy mystery new releases video. We have so much to catch up on, so let me just say welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. Let's go! Yes, hello and welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. I am, of course, Mr. Francy, and I'm truly honored that you've once again chosen to join me today as we look at some new release cozy mystery books that have come out on audio. The last time we did this, we were at the 9th of May, so we are going to look at audiobooks that have come out between the 9th and today, the 22nd of May, and there have been so many. So what I'm going to do in order to save myself some time, I'm going to pick and choose the ones that we're going to talk about, and I'm probably going to be less virtual voice leaning and more natural human narrator leaning, just to save us some time. All right, so grab yourself a nice warm drink. I have my coffee here. And let's sparkle our way at looking at some cozy mystery new releases that are on audiobook. Alright, let's begin. So first up, we have book number 3 in the Taco Truck mystery series. This is by Dennis Schock and narrated by Jeff Moon, and it is called Murder and the Brickyard. And so the premise of this one says, intent on restarting her food truck business, Kiera settles into the charming Georgia town of Thompson, where she spends her days browsing the bookstore and lunching with friends, when a bizarre discovery suddenly interrupts her carefree days. Kiera and her new friend Sid find themselves in the middle of a local mystery. Kiera and Sid soon find themselves immersed in the cozy community, complete with its delectable food and intriguing residents, as they attempt to uncover the truth about the death of a local hero. Accident or murder? Woo! So that one came out on the 12th, which is interesting because... oh, yeah, okay. Right. So, since the 9th of May, so since the 10th, I should say, all of the cozy mysteries that have come out on audio up until the 12th came out on virtual voice. So, yeah, that's why we ended up where we were with the 12th, Murder and the Backyard. That is Murder in the Brickyard. Okay, so next up we have book number 5 in the Malvern mystery series. This is by Kate Wells and narrated by Helen Keeley, and it is called Killer at the Country Show. So the premise of this one says, tensions are high at the Three Countries show when accusations of cheating add fuel to a long-standing feud. For Jude Gray, whose only hope was not to make a fool of herself, showing her Kerry Hill sheep farming life has never been so dramatic. When a body is found belonging to one of the competitors, there is no shortage of suspects. Every sheep farmer in this close-knit community has a motive, and beneath their show-ready smiles, they all have something to hide. Ooh, that sounds intriguing. Like, whether they're the killer or not, it's like they all have something to hide. So that is, yeah, Killer at the Country Show, book number 5 from the Malvern Mysteries, and that one came out on, the 13th of May. Okay, also coming out, also another cozy that came out on the 13th was book number 2 in the Dickens and Christie Cozy Mystery Series. This is by Kathy Munoz Penn, and it is narrated by Alex Picard, and it is called Pumpkins, Paws, and Murder. Shout out to the putty cat on the cover! That's a cute little putty. I wonder if we'll find out what the cat's name is in the premise, which says, retirement in the Cotswolds has given Leta Parker a new lease on life. Growing close to her small-town pals, the former corporate trainer is thrilled to help them put on the village's annual autumn celebration. But the punch goes sour when a friend's estranged magician husband is found murdered. With the newly widowed woman the prime suspect, Lita leaps into action with spunky friends and her talking dog. Hello! I should read this. And cat. Her talking dog and cat. Why am I not reading this series? To clear her name. But when they trace the lecherous victim to England's picturesque southern coast, they discover a long list of past lovers. So that is, as I said, book number 2 in the Dickens and Christie mystery series, Pumpkins, Paws and Murder, also coming out on the 13th of May. Next up, we have book number 1. Oh, new book, a new series. Book number 1 in the An Opal La Plume mystery series. That bears repeating. An Opal La Plume mystery series. And it is by Millicent Binks, narrated by Antonia Bayamish, I think. Goodness me. And it is called A Most Parisian Murder. I'm so excited with the title. A Most Parisian Murder. So, the premise says, Paris 1930, the Honourable Opal La Plume has just started... Sorry, I just love that surname, La Plume. The Honourable Opal La Plume has just started working as a seamstress in the most glamorous cabaret in Paris. The stage is set for a spectacular opening night, but tragedy strikes when the star of the show, Valentine Beaumanoir, falls from her hotel balcony. The police believe it's an accident, but Opal isn't convinced. Witnesses heard Valentine shout for help before she fell, but if she was pushed, how could the culprit have escaped when her room was locked from the inside? And who left a perfect white rose on her bedside table? Ooh, sounds really intriguing. Next up, also a 13th of May release, is book number 1 in the A Sandal James Cozy Mystery series. This is by Tessa Kelly and narrated by Lauren Ezzo, and it is called First Edition Murder. And the premise is, for Sandy James, working at her sister's bakery as a way to pay off college debt while her literature degree collects dust. As someone who stepped out of a literature degree a couple of years ago, I can understand that. But when she accepts a last-minute wedding booking, she doesn't expect the chaotic night to end in murder. When a guest is found dead and her father is standing over the body with the murder weapon, Sandy will stop at nothing to prove her dad's innocence, especially if she can get a little help from Marlowe, the family's Springer Spaniel, who is all too eager to leap into the action. Oh my gosh, I love it! Springer Spaniel, why not? Alrighty. Next up, we have book number 4 in the Charity Shop Detective Agency Mystery Series by Peter Boland. The narrator for this one is Zara Ram, and it is called The Vanilla Killer. And so the premise of this one says, it's the end of a long day at the Dogs Need Nice Homes charity shop. I love that title, it's so cute. It's the end of a long day at the Dogs Need Nice Homes charity shop. I love that. Fiona, Daisy, and Partial Sue. That's Fiona. That's Daisy. And see that partial figure over there? That's Partial Sue. Partial Sue. The 3 retired ladies who volunteered there are ready to lock up for the night. The ladies watch aghast as a clapped-out ice cream van lurches up to their door, with Daisy's daughter Bella behind the wheel. Newly divorced Bella has only just gotten rid of her rotten husband. Now she's brought herself a van and a whole world of trouble. Oh, that sounds really, really like it's up my alley. That was another 13th of May release for that one. Alrighty, so next up we have Book number 10 in the Dog Detective The Beagle Mysteries Cozy Mystery Series by Rosie Sams and Agatha Parker, narrated by Rhonda Kretschmer, and it is called The Stabbing of the Star, and it is very short. It's an hour and a half, or 1 hour 34 minutes long. So the premise says, a Hollywood celebrity and her entourage bring mayhem and murder to Blairstown. P.I. Hannah and her super sleuthing beagle Maisie sniff out the... There's a question mark. Okay, let me try that again. A Hollywood celebrity and her entourage bring mayhem and murder to Blairstown. P.I. Hannah and her super sleuthing beagle Maisie sniff out the real killer. Question mark. I think that needs some editing. Anyway, P.I. Hannah isn't exactly keen when she hears that her old high school nemesis turned actress is returning to Blairstown to film a documentary about her life. When most of the town is enamored with Jacqueline Waters, Hannah has seen her true colors. Jacqueline decides to host a party at Colin, Hannah's boyfriend's restaurant, and that's all we're getting, but I'm assuming it doesn't go as planned. It only goes for an hour and 34 minutes, so if you're looking for a quick cozy, I do like the look of the cover, I gotta be honest. And that one came out on the 14th of May. Next up, we have book number 2 in the Mystic Brews mystery series by Alan Troy. It is narrated by Naomi Rose Mock, and it is called Tall, Dark, and Troll. So the premise of this one says, she takes her job a black and her killer's convicted. That's a great start. But can she unmask a murderer before she's ground to pieces? Witchy barista Ebrel Dimestil is fighting to get her new coffee roster up to snuff while keeping her quaint community's magic under wraps. So when two hikers stumble upon a corpse, she races in with her supernatural abilities to bring things to a swift close. But she's certain trouble is percolating in her precious pixie town when the body and its spirit suddenly go up in steam. Woo! That does sound rather interesting. There you go. And just a heads up, I'm not putting these up on the screen, but on the 16th of May, we also got books 4 and 5 in that exact same series. So now you can binge the entire series. The next cozy audiobook came out on the 16th of May. It is book number 18. Congratulations to that author. In the Bunbury, a Cozy Mystery series by Helena Marchmont, and it is narrated by Nathaniel Parker. Ooh, it's narrated by a guy. Sorry, just one moment. Okay, so I just paused there to confirm what was going on. So we're actually following a male amateur sleuth in this one, which is very rare for Cozy Mysteries. The premise says, wedding bells... Oh, so did I put the book up? I did not. The book is called A Difficult Position. Sorry. So again, it's book number 18 in the Bunbury, A Cozy Mystery series by Helena Marchmont, narrated by Nathaniel Parker, and here is the premise. Wedding bells are ringing in the picturesque village of Bunbury, with the community coming together in joyful celebration. But the festive atmosphere takes a dark turn when the home of Rakesh Chowdhury, the respected owner of Bunbury's popular Indian restaurant, is viciously attacked. As whispers of racism ripple through the tight-knit community, tensions rise. Who could have committed such a heinous act? Is the attack a targeted hate crime, or is it something more sinister at play? There is an official police investigation, but amateur sleuth Alfie McAllister believes there are other jealousies and hidden grudges at play. Is he the only one who can uncover the truth? Okay, forgive me. I need to show you this cover. It is virtual voice, but you need to see the cover. So it is, I think it's book number 6 from what my research has been telling me, in the A Carolina Canine's Cozy Mystery Series by Madison Boyd, as I said, narrated by virtual voice. And the book is called The Coastal Cupcake Caper. How cute is this book? Oh, it's a little needle. I'm sorry, that's out on virtual voice for those who don't listen to virtual voice, but I had to show you the cover. How could I not? Let's quickly read the premise. Cupcakes, chaos, and canine detectives. Oh my. Cupcakes, chaos, and canine detectives. Oh my. What's worse than a missing recipe book? How about guests collapsing into their afternoon tea? When dog trainer B. Whitman checks into the quirky seaside haven B&B, she's hoping for beach walks and legendary cupcakes. Instead, she gets a front row seat to the dessert disaster of the century. The owner's in hospital. Her prized recipe book has vanished, and now a guest is seeing purple cats after one bite of the famous Coastal Dream cupcakes. Good thing Bees brought back up Luna, her sweet golden and therapy dog, and Max, a feisty French something. Oh, we can't end it there. Max is a feisty French something. Feisty French Bulldog. Okay. Feisty French Bulldog, whose detective skills are rivaled only by his ability to find trouble and snacks. Together, this crime-solving trio must sniff out the truth behind the B&B's sudden plague of tummy troubles. Oh my gosh. It sounds fantastic. I'm so sorry it's on virtual voice, but it sounds amazing and the cover is so adorable. Next up is a book that was released on audiobook on the 19th of May. It is a cover that has me quite intrigued. Book number 16 in the Aloha Lagoon Cozy Mystery Series. This is by Rosaline Spielman and narrated by Amy Johnson. It is called Death Under the Sea. And I just love the fact that we have the sea in the background and we have the parrot in the foreground. It just has me really, really, really intrigued. So the premise of this one says, former socialite Kiki Hepburn can think of no better place to hide out from her controlling family than the pristine waters of Kauai's Aloha Lagoon. That is until her debit card is cancelled, old frenemies from her life back home show up at the resort, and a mysterious stranger arrives on the island intent on dragging Kiki back to the life she so desperately wants to outrun. Kiki is resigned to her fate and ready to say goodbye to her dreams of scuba diving her way through paradise. And there's more to it than that, so we're just gonna open up another tabby just a moment. Until the mysterious stranger turns up dead. Suddenly cancelled debit cards are the least of her worries with the police involved. Kiki is sure her true identity will come out, not to mention her less than friendly connection to the dead man. Unsure who she can trust, Kiki sets out to clear her name before it's on everyone's lips. Throw in an especially uncomfortable wedding engagement, family secrets, stolen couture, a hot dive shop guy, and a kooky landlady with a cranky parrot, and it's sink or swim for her in Aloha Lagoon. That just sounds absolutely fantastic. Next up is book number 4 in the Lady Ellen Investigates, a 1920s mystery series by Kelly Mason, narrated by Francis Butt. It's B-U-T-T. Sorry. Anyway, the book is called A Body in the Ballroom. And so the premise of this one says, Lady Ellen finds herself presented with another mystery. Lady Ellen spends her last fortnight in Brandon Bay relaxing at the Grand Hotel. However, the peaceful holiday she desired is again interrupted when the dance host is found dead in the ballroom. The Frenchman was far from popular, and there are a few suspects who would appear to wish him dead, as well as those who benefited from his demise. However, no one appears to know his history. Ooh. So that one came out on the 19th of May. Next up is book number 3 in the, it's the exact same series. I just did some research thinking it's not the same series, but the exact same series. Okay, I'll just quickly show you the picture. We won't say words about. Next up is book number 3 in the Mystic Brews mystery series. We were talking about Tall, Dark, and Troll earlier. So this is book number 3. The author again is Alan Troy. It's narrated by Naomi Rose Mock, and it is called A Double Shot of Ghosts. So that one came out on the 19th of May. So now you have books 2 and 3. Next up, we say hello and welcome our dear friend Kathy Daly, because it wouldn't be a new releases video if we weren't discussing something to do with Kathy Daly. Alright, so this time we are talking about book number 10 in the Resort at Castaway Bay Cozy Mystery Series, again by Kathy Daly, narrated by Angel Clark, and it is called Resort at Castaway Bay, Fortune or Folly. So the premise of this one says, in book 10 in the series, Sydney is busily packing for a romantic getaway with her boyfriend, Dr. Logan Alexander, when Colin Black, her boss at the FBI, calls to ask her for a time-sensitive favor. It seems that Enzo Masterson, aka the Joker, has died, and upon his death, he has bequeathed to his 4 poker buddies from the Sunny Meadows Senior Living Home clues that Colin believes will lead them to stolen treasure worth tens of millions of dollars. Woo! Next up, we have a new series. It's book number 1 in the Lady Poppy Proudfoot. I love that. Cozy Mystery series. It is by Lydia Travers and narrated by Sarah Barron. It is called Death at the Highland Loch. And the premise says, Scotland, 1924. When Lady Poppy Proudfoot travels to the Highlands for a midsummer party, the last thing she and her fellow guests expect is for a body to wash up beside the loch. Despite protests that it could have been an accident, Poppy is convinced it's murder and decides to dust off her law degree and hunt for clues. But when the police arrive, the grumpy inspector, Mackenzie, dismisses her evidence, insisting a crime scene is no place for a lady. The nerve! That sounds fantastic. I love that. The nerve to say it's no place for a lady. How dare you? How rude! This one came out on the 19th of May. Next up, we have book number 14 in the Anastasia Pollock Crafting Cozy Mystery Series by Lois Winston. It is narrated by Alexandra Bitton-Bailey, and it is called Seems Like the Perfect Crime. I love that. I can see what they're doing there. Seems like the perfect crime. When staffing shortages continue to hamper the Union County Homicide Squad, Detective Sam Spader once again turns to his secret weapon, reluctant amateur sleuth Anastasia Pollock. How can she and husband Zach Barnes refuse when the victim is their new neighbor? Ooh, there you go. So that one also came out on the 19th of May. Now to a series that I am going to be reading one day because I have book 1 in a virtual shopping cart right now, so I know I'll get to it one day. It is the Twilight Hollow Witchy Cozy Mystery Series by Sarah Christine. It is narrated by Kylie Tippett, and book number 3 is the new release. It came out on the 19th of May, and it is called Tricky Treating. I just love these covers. Oh my gosh, so cool. So anyway, the premise says, spooky season has officially arrived in Twilight Hollow. Can Adelaide and her familiar solve another murder when nothing is as it seems? When a witch is killed in a ritualistic fashion, Detective Logan White has no choice but to involve Addie in yet another murder investigation. Unfortunately, she already has plenty of her own problems to worry about. Halloween is in 3 days, and the veil to the spirit world is thinning. Ooh. Next up is a very cute cover alert. So Cute Cover Alert came out on the 20th of May. It is a series that I think I'm definitely going to need to get onto because, oh my gosh, it looks so adorable. It is book number 2 in the Dogs and Donuts Cozy Mystery Series. I'm currently reading a cat donut one. So what about a dog donut one? Why not? It is by Emmy Lynn, narrated by Stephanie Richardson. Book number 2 is called Custard Anachrisis. That is Custard Anachrisis. So the premise says, I'm Ellie Hart. I never dreamed that a new job I'd start that again. I'm Ellie Hart. I never dreamed that a new dog-walking job would drop me in the middle of a drama, but here I am with my black lab Marley and my newest client Honeybee, the local diva's beagle. Mysterious accidents follow the celebrity like a crazed fan, and when poisoned custard almost kills her, drips off the sweet filling, lead right to my sister's donut shop. I'll do anything to clear her name, which puts the lid on my simmering romance with the handsome detective in town. I highly advise that you look up that premise because that was really hard for me to say for some reason, but it sounds absolutely amazing. Next up, we have book number 7 in the A Case for the Master Sleuths Cozy Mystery series by Alex Wagner, narrated by Rudy Sands, and it is called The Brotherhood of Death. The Brotherhood of Death. Interesting. Christmas time in Vienna for the two Master Sleuths, sled dog Athos and cat diva Pearl. It was supposed to be a relaxing vacation in the Austrian capital, but instead of getting comfortable in front of the fireplace and enjoying some delicious Christmas cookies, the two four-pawed detectives suddenly find themselves at the center of a murderous intrigue. Oh my gosh, is this from the perspective of the cat and dog? So I'll just continue on with the premise. A respected university professor has been killed under mysterious circumstances. In the course of her research, she apparently made some very powerful enemies. The trail leads the master sleuths, this cat and dog, to a place where death is omnipresent, Vienna's central cemetery. What do the silent stones and whispering trees there have to hide? Oh my gosh, I am so on board for this. Has anyone read this series before? It sounds amazing. And we're going to end it with this one. The final new release we're talking about today also came out on the 20th of May. It is book number 22 in the Cozy Corgi Mystery series, which is by Mildred Abbott, narrated by Angie Hickman, and it is called Yowling Yetis. Gotta love that alliteration in cozies, right? Yowling Yetis. And the premise says, when Fred and Leo's engagement party is disrupted by a vicious Yeti attack, Fred can't ignore the scruffy Rocky, though she dearly wishes she could, and the creature seekers who are prime suspects. But betrayal, manipulation, and murder stalks through ests, as people hunt for the elusive Yeti, the Yeti might be doing some hunting of his own. Ooh. Alright, we may have time for one more. And this will be the final one. So the final book we're discussing today came out on the 21st of May. It is book number 11 in the Bought the Farm Cozy Mystery series by Ellen Riggs, narrated by Jennifer Stoneking, and it is called Tweet Revenge. Oh my gosh, how cute is this? Ah, that dog's a border collie. My Oma, Dutch for grandmother, and Opa, Dutch for grandfather, used to have a border collie named Kelly, who looked exactly like this. So, so cute. Okay, let's see what it's about. This also, by the way, is a book number 11. I think I said that already. Okay. A songbird holds the key to a mystery that's foiled lesser sleuths than this sheepdog Sherlock. Oh my gosh, again, is it about the dog? That is so cool. An antique birdcage attracts a winged visitor singing sad songs of small-town wrongs. Ivy and Julie follow a colourful feathered friend to uncover a mysterious stash of love letters. While planning for Julie's upcoming wedding, they commit to finding the lovelorn couple stumbling from one crisis to another as villains old and new try to foil them in their mission. Will they be able to figure out the story behind the bird's gorgeous tune before it flies and someone else dies? ... There you go. So that one came out on the 21st of May, 2025. And that is where we're going to leave it for today. A lot of amazing cozy mysteries that have come out on audiobook were not able to be included in this video because there were just so many that came out. I did include one virtual voice book. I wanted to actually include a second one and decided not to because it was really another cute cover, but I left it. All of the others outside of that one are not virtual voice books, and so I decided to prioritize with them. But there have been so many cozy mysteries that have been released on audiobook recently. I highly recommend checking them all out because they all look absolutely amazing. Which one excites you the most from the list that I've brought up here? And what cozy mystery are you currently reading or listening to? Let me know in the comment section below. But in the meantime, I'm going to let you all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do, of course, as always, be kind and love one another and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. Yes! And until next time, happy reading. Bye, everyone!